We're going to get double monorail. Oh, this is so cool.
Is nice.
This is what's cool about everything. We have double you're going to see the monorails cross each other.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Amy's getting Diet Cokes. There's a lot of reasons to think that this is a normal Sunday drive, right? Because we're at McDonald's.
Thank you so much.
But you'll also notice that we're at a McDonald's that doesn't look like a McDonald's.
Straws?
Straws could be, yes. We're at a McDonald's that doesn't look like a McDonald's. Why, Amy, are we at a McDonald's that doesn't look like a McDonald's?
Because we are at the McDonald's at Disney.
We are.
Which is weird, because you would think it would still look like a McDonald's, but look at this,
not.
has no resemblance of a McDonald's, other than the golden arches.
Yes.
But,
and really, we're just mentioning McDonald's because we want that sweet, sweet sponsorship money.
Right.
For our, hey, look, here's another reason you know we're at McDonald's. Paper straw.
Paper straws, that's exactly
Because we're also right by the animal kingdom.
That is absolutely correct. So we got to take care of our animals.
Important. So, hey, today is the day after. Today is the first day of the next 50 years of Disney. So today, a little bit different Sunday drive. We are going to just take you through Disney. We're going to talk about Disney. There'll probably be a little real estate in there because who can escape real estate?
Right.
But goodness knows we can't. But it's what they used to call on the afternoon special. It's a very special episode. It's a very special episode. What?
Something's wrong with my drink. I've got is it two?
Bonus.
They double cupped me.
Okay, so also we have a special guest with us today. That is Pooh Bear.
That is my Pooh Bear.
That's Amy's Pooh Bear. How did you acquire that Pooh Bear?
I've had that Winnie the Pooh since I was a little girl, and my story of that one, as I recall, as my 53-year-old brain recalls, is that I was, back when I was growing up in Virginia, there was a mall called Pembroke Mall.
Pluto bus, nice. Sorry.
Hey. And there was a Sears there, right?
Yep.
Sears and Roebuck, I think that's what they used to call them,
yes,
right?
Roebuck went away. Sears
right.
was like, get out of here, Roebuck.
I know, but still. So it was a big Sears, and I remember...
You're turning right, by the way.
Huh?
I think you're turning right.
You want me to turn right?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I asked you if you wanted me to go that way.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was very confused about why we're turning there.
Where do you want me to go?
Let's go straight ahead to Epcot and Magic Kingdom. Let's go. The sign says. Let's go there.
Okay. Whatever. Okay, anyway, so you interrupted my story.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. So anyway, I remember walking with my mom. I literally remember she was on my right. I was holding her hand. We were walking through Sears. As I recall, it was just the two of us. And we walked past these really tall shelves, a display. And at the tip top was this giant Winnie the Pooh. And in my eyes, it was a giant Winnie the Pooh.
That is a giant Winnie the Pooh, really, when you're little.
When I turned back around, I dropped her hand and I turned backwards and I walked. And as I recall, I was actually climbing the shelves to get that Winnie the Pooh.
Yay.
And whether or not I got that actual Winnie the Pooh that day, or whether or not I got it at Christmas, I honestly don't remember. But I do remember that it was that moment that I had that Winnie the Pooh. And that Winnie the Pooh is missing its shirt.
Yes.
But it's also got a little hole in its belly, and the fluff.
Cubby, little cubby, all stuffed with fluff. It not as stuffed.
It indeed is filled with fluff, which is coming out.
Yep.
And but that Winnie the Pooh, I slept with it every night. I talked to it. I prayed with it. I cried with it. I was scared with it. And yep, here we are, 53 years later. It is still a part of my. Well, it's in the closet now.
Fun fact about Amy Kidwell, she still sleeps with the Winnie the Pooh. Still.
I do.
To this
not
day.
That one. Not that
no,
one.
But there is a Winnie the Pooh in our bed.
There. Okay, yes.
Well, there is.
There's true.
That's sweet.
That's true. So Elizabeth, our daughter, it was a couple years ago for Christmas, she bought me the Winnie the Pooh, Piglet, and Eeyore.
Yep.
Smaller?
Like the
smaller,
classic.
Yes.
Pooh, yeah.
And I will tell you that it is the perfect size to just snuggle right here. Okay, so moms. Okay.
I used to be the perfect size to snuggle. Now it's sadness. Coronado Springs we're passing, by the way.
Yes, Coronado Springs. Hello, Coronado Springs. So what I mean, there's a Toy Story bus. No. What I mean is, okay, so you remember, those of you that have had children, you know how that infant head is just perfect.
Yes.
To like snuggle right there.
Yes.
Right? And you just love it, and it's like it is just all that life is meant to be, that little head right there.
Yes.
Winnie the Pooh like fills that exact void.
Nice.
Until I have it right.
I think you're going to turn left. You're going to turn left up here.
Okay.
If you can get over.
I will
If you
try.
can't get over, then we'll go straight and we'll come back around to it. It's fine. You can be a tour on and just go. Just go right now.
I'm trying to wait for this rescue vehicle to go.
So, let's talk about Disney World. So, it's the 50th anniversary of Disney World. So, let's start with... So
Where do you want me to go? Left?
Left.
Okay.
Yeah. On World Drive. People that know Disney are like, oh, I know just that stoplight there. So, the little Tower Terror signs there, tour on behind us, coming all the way over.
I just want to know. I was just saying. I don't know where
No,
you
all
want me
good.
to go. So.
We're gonna do our. We've done this loop a couple times.
You want me to go like I'm going to Magic Kingdom, but I don't.
Yeah, where we go around past the Polynesian Grand Floridian and that stuff. Okay. And then we'll come back and maybe we'll go down toward downtown Disney and that kind of stuff. So anyway,
Disney.
Downtown Disney, 50th anniversary, Disney Springs.
Disney Springs, baby.
So anyway, 50th anniversary. So a lot of what's happening around here in Central Florida is, but this is first of all, it's a big deal.
And very big
And
deal.
it's been a big deal for a while. Like, we knew it was coming and it was going to be a big deal. And boy, was it a big deal. As we recorded this, was yesterday, was the actual 50th anniversary. So anybody that is a cast member here, they are, they all have little special pins. So shout out to our friend Michelle. She
name tags, you mean?
Yeah, her name tag, yeah. Well, it's a pin name tag.
Yeah, it is.
That's probably a magnet now at this point. But anyway, they have the special things. They got a little nice little letters saying "You are the magic." It's really sweet and nice. So for cast members, it is a huge deal, right? For people that make, hey, I think we're gonna get our first monorail sighting out the side as we've taken this drive before.
There it is. Yep.
It may even come
The
right
Lime.
alongside us as we get there. Yeah, Lime. Big deal, right? So for us, one of the things that it was really a neat anniversary for us. So we have a dear friend. His name is Chip. And Chip was a kid of the king. Oh God, the best. God. Chip was a kid. Oh, we're gonna get double monorail. Oh, this is so cool.
Nice.
This is what's cool about everything. We have double. You're gonna see the monorails cross each other. No, they are. Yeah, right here. Well, they're not gonna cross each other on camera because the lime's back there. But there's the orange. Anyway. So Chip was a kid of the kingdom. So that was the 15-year anniversary. And I only know that the song went 15 years because Chip would hum it all the time. We worked with him other places. He's a dear friend. He went on to be the director of the Performing Arts Department of the Governor's School for the Arts in Virginia. So if you see the new Tina Turner show on Broadway, Adrian Warren, that's his student. If you go see Caroline or Change, Nasia Thomas on Broadway, that's his student. If you watch The Flash, Grant Gustin, that's his student.
Yeah. Really accomplished.
Also, some of those people are her students, by the way, for TAP, because she taught there with him. But anyway, passing the Magic Kingdom gate. So shout out to Chip, Kid of the Kingdom. So this is his 35th anniversary of his first day working at Disney officially, because they had rehearsals and things before that. But I'll put up a little picture. And Chip...
Is he going to get mad?
No.
Okay.
Chip is, like, so we talk about him as a teacher. Chip is the, just... People that work at Disney, first of all, are there's a talent level that's there.
Yes.
Chip is one of the more talented of those people.
Yeah.
Singer, dancer, just good looking. What a jerk. Anyway, so let's give a couple more cast member shout outs. We talk about Michelle. We talk about Chip. Let's talk about
Wendy.
Wendy, our dear friend Wendy, who we also worked with later at other theme parks. But she's worked here, and then she was the last iteration of her here was the stage manager of the Lion King show.
Lion King, yeah.
But also she also was in fire truck, or Emma's coming over. So
Okay.
no, he's going that way now. Okay. So
Well, he's
you
trying to
go in there, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, just go in there and then we'll figure it out.
Hope everybody's okay.
The drama. On a very special episode. Anyway.
Sorry.
So Wendy, shout out to her. I want to go Terry Ward and Sheila Ward.
Talent. Oh my gosh.
So you know Terry as Jack Diamond
Where do you
on
want me to go?
Main Street. You're gonna go left. Right? Yeah, you're gonna go left. Because we don't want to go toward whatever that is.
Yeah.
So Jack Diamond, and then Sheila. You don't know Sheila except that you've seen her every time you come to Disney. Just the most incredible actress. So
yes.
And by the way, 80 billion others. The guy that I coach soccer with, who's an Imagineer here. So it's just, you're tied into it when you're here at Disney. What's that?
Rob.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. So Rob Pottorff writes a lot of the music, some of the pre-show stuff. A lot of his stuff ends up in Disney Japan and Disney other places. But they hire very talented composers, and he is one. Look at all of the people going in the park. Go slow as you go by. Look at all of those people. You know what they are? Excited. You know what they're going to be later? Tired, right? So, I mean, they're going to be worn out.
I'll tell you, you know what? It is absolutely beautiful Florida weather for this anniversary.
Yeah, I mean,
it is. We have had a non-rainy week. The humidity is like not there.
Yep.
It's incredible. So,
Polynesian here on our right.
Yeah.
So
my favorites, by the way.
One of the things that we wanted to talk about today, again, a very special episode of the Sunday Drive. We were just going to kind of talk. There's the black and red monorail there. It's waiting to go into the Polynesian station. Anyway,
Remind me where you want me to go left.
Go left.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that we could have gone that way for a very special tour, but whatever, it's fine. We'll go back toward downtown Disney. So we want to talk about so Disney. We always say to people, since we're just name dropping all our friends that people don't know, but some clients, but Jason and Manya, who are buying a house, we had like a little lunch brunch thing with them, right? Yeah. And so we were telling the story about how, I think for them it's the same way, that we always say Disney marks the time for our family. So we'll give you a couple Disney memories. And by the way, none of this will work unless you in the comments give us your Disney memory, because we really do want to hear it, because it's a very special episode. So I want you to start with, I stopped you from telling me the story because I never heard the story of your trip to Disney, apparently in 1977.
Yes.
And we'll tell them how we know that.
Yeah. So and again, living in Virginia, growing up in Virginia, I remember my first trip to Disney World. My grandmother drove us. Mama Lou. Of course, I called her grandmom, but everyone else called her Mama Lou. So my grandmom, and my mother, and my Nini, which we referred to her as my adopted grandmother. Her name was Anita.
Aww.
And so it was my grandmother, my mother, Nini, myself, and my baby sister, who I actually had to do the math because I was like, I don't remember how old I was on the trip, but I can tell you two things that I remember from the drive. Number one, it was my first experience of driving in the rain with a sunny sky.
In Florida?
So, straight?
Yeah.
Okay. So I remember that I was like, that's weird. Like, it was kind of a freaky thing that it was like actually sunshiny, but like we went through like a little Florida rain thing that was like, 5 seconds. The other thing that I remember is that on the way home, that driving home was when Elvis Presley died.
So
because
you drove home on August 16th, 1977 is what you're trying to tell us.
So and I remember because, I see it in front of me. Grandma was driving. My mom was over here. And I remember it was on the radio.
Amazing.
And
that's amazing.
They were talking about how they had just found out that Elvis Presley died. But what I remember about my trip, it wasn't, my magical experience was that, first of all, when I went, it used to be that there were ticket books for you to ride the ride.
Of course, yes.
So like you'd go in, you'd have this big thick ticket book, and it had, however many tickets to ride whatever rides.
Yes.
I loved the teacups.
Yes.
I loved the teacups. So I remember that my grandma, my mom, and Nini, they all gave me all of their tickets so I could just keep riding it. The other thing I remember is that I was so frustrated because we had to keep taking potty breaks. Not for me, but for, like, if my Nini had to go to the bathroom. Or my mom, I know, but as a kid, I was like, could we get on with the excitement, please? Like, we're taking another pit stop.
Yeah.
Now I totally get it. I can pinpoint the nearest bathroom anywhere we go. But yeah, the other thing that I remember, and I don't think I told you this story, and I believe this was at SeaWorld, so it's not a Florida story or a Disney World story necessarily, but it was the same visit. So my grandmother used to make she was of the generation where everything was homemade, and everything was handmade. I'm
just going to point out, this ramp is closed, so we're going to have to just follow the detour and see what happens.
Oh, you want me to
just follow we'll go wherever. Sure? Yeah, we'll just follow whatever the detour is. So
okay. So anyway, so again, my grandmother was of the generation where everything was homemade and handmade. And she would hand make us our baby blankets, and we called them silkies. And it was a pure silk blanket with silk edging, and it was like, again, you just rub it up on your cheek. So my baby sister, Jennifer, had her silky blanket, and I think we've established that I guess she was 1 year old.
Yes.
At that time, and so kind of you're carrying her, and I remember the visual of there being a big circular, I guess it was a pool, but I remember having to look up and over it, and they were holding my baby sister, and she was looking down over it, and her silky fell.
Oh no!
Into the water.
So
and
take that second right.
The dolphin or whatever was in the thing was swirling around.
Oh my gosh!
With it.
Wow,
yeah.
Amazing.
But
that was on a Disney trip.
It was on a Disney trip. But yes, no, what I remember the most was the teacup rides and just everything. It truly was magical.
Yeah, so we have so we as a young I'll tell my most memorable thing about coming to Disney World is, so since it's a very special episode, we'll get a little emotional about it, but I got really sick when I was 29. And it was a weird, we still don't know what the heck was wrong with it. But essentially my ductwork on this side started clogging up, and I turned bright yellow, and it was bad. Yeah. So this lady, we went to, I'll tell the little side note story because I was thinking it's interesting that my doctor, his name is Peter Cotton, which is a hilarious name for an English doctor. Hello, I'm Peter Cotton, and you expect me to do that thing. But anyway, so he worked at the Medical University of South Carolina, and just through a process, we ended up with him, who's the preeminent specialist in this thing they thought I had, which I guess I didn't have. I don't know. Who knows? But this lady buys a book, and I think that she's so smart because she, we're going to have to go there a few times, and we were a young couple and we couldn't afford to fly. So we had to drive down, and she got a book about planning.
We had Forrest and Alyssa.
We had Forrest, yes.
We had babies.
Yes. So she says what we're going to do is we're going to plan our first trip to Disney with the kids. That's what we're going to do while we drive down. So we got a bunch of Disney books. You're just going to have going straight. We got a bunch of Disney books, and we planned our first Disney trip as we drove down. I don't want to get too much into it, except
we read it out loud.
But at a certain point, we thought that I might not make it to the Disney trip. So that was underneath it all, what this lady did was give me something to look forward to in the future. Sorry, I'm trying to it's a very special episode. But that thing was Disney World. Yeah. So if you think to yourself, what does Disney World mean to the Kidwells? It's pretty heavy. It's a pretty heavy thing and it's how we marked the time. So that first trip, we told my son, who was afraid to fly, it was his first plane flight. He's still mad at us to this day, that we told him we were going to take the low plane. And they have a special plane that goes to Disney. It's the low plane. It just goes right over, just barely above the treetops. So, but it got him on the plane, in the low plane. We had our first experience with love bugs coming here.
Yes.
Because we're driving down the Beeline Expressway, as it was called at the time, which I guess now I know is Route 528 was where we were actually. And we're coming down the thing, and it's just pap, 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 pap on the window as we come here. And so that was one of the first memories. I'm going to give one more and then...
I remember the car. It was an Xterra.
It was a Nissan
Xterra.
white Xterra, and it looked like a bug.
Yeah.
And then all these bugs were happening. On that trip, we locked our children in the hotel room.
Accidentally, of course.
After we had a nap where they ate naked cake.
How are you remembering all of this?
Because these are our memories.
Did you go back to
No, we have these great scrapbooks that... And
let them eat cake naked. I do remember that.
Yes, let them eat naked cake. And so because they were a mess and they were tired, we needed to give them a bath before we went back to the hotel. We couldn't afford to stay the whole time at the Grand Floridian, so we stayed 2 nights at the Grand Floridian and the rest of the time at the All-Star, which had kind of just opened.
Yeah.
And we locked them in the room at the All-Star.
It was an accident.
So we had to find one of the housekeeping staff and say, these strange people, could you please let us in the room because our naked with cake? And she let us in, I'm sure. It probably was the 3rd time that happened that day for them. I don't know. But anyway,
Oh my gosh.
So,
great memories.
Okay, well, this is going to be like a long Sunday drive because we got a lot of stories. Please do share your stories in the comments, by the way. So so Disney Magic for us is a big deal.
It's a placeholder in our life. It's a way we can go back and go, yes, I remember that visit because this happened.
Yes, and Disney World in particular, but I mean Disney in general, I think does that for people around the world, which is the great thing. If I hear the song "Son of Man" from the movie Tarzan, when it says "You will journey from boy to man," I will point in the direction of my son, even though he's in Austin, Texas, because that's our thing. And that line, for some reason, we point at each other, and that has meaning for us. There's just meaning built into all of this stuff. And so let me give you an example of Disney Magic. I'll try to make this a faster story. When you go up here, by the way, Disney Springs, just find a place to make a Yui, and we'll go back or something else.
Okay.
So we come to Disney. I think this is our second trip. Alyssa, our daughter, her favorite princess is Belle. She wants to see Belle. She needs to see Belle. And we did this really smart thing. Okay, let's give them a tip. Wish night. Wish night.
Wish night is
We are the
fabulous.
smartest parents in the whole world.
High five on that.
Wish night.
Wish night.
Okay, so I'll tell you Wish night in a minute, but I'll tell you Wish night now, and then I'll tell you the other story in a minute. So if you're coming to Disney World, there's too much to do. You cannot do it all. If you're a family of 4, you cannot do it all. Okay. So what we did is we would get park hopper passes. So we'd be here for sometimes 4 days, sometimes 5 days. One time I think 7 days, and then we always ended up staying an extra day. We did, like literally a lot of times we did.
Yeah.
Thank you, Southwest Airlines, for cheap flight change fees. Because we'd be like, we don't want to leave, so we'd stay an extra day. And it would be way too expensive and we couldn't afford it. But anyway.
Still paying those off.
yeah. No, I think they're all paid off. They are.
Yeah, woo.
But that's not a small thing. We probably spent $100,000 on Disney trips.
Oh, yeah.
I'd pay it again. Worth it.
Yeah.
So Wish Night is you can't do everything. So we, as parents, had this, I think, just the most brilliant idea, and you can use this. So what you do is you tell every kid that the night before the last night is Wish Night. And everyone's going to pick one thing that they get to do the next day. And that the Disney Magic and our family together will make your wish come true. So whatever it is that you want to do, what ride you want to ride, something you want to see, something you want to do at the park. Because with 4 kids, we can make 4 things happen. We have park hopper passes.
Right.
And the last day kind of becomes about this adventure to go to the thing.
Right.
Wish Night. Use
Wish
it.
night. It's a good idea.
Copyright Eric and Amy Kidwell,
Right.
1993. So Wish Night is a great idea. So, but here's the challenge of Wish Night. So little Allie wants to meet Belle. Okay? We failed. We could not find Belle anywhere. She was nowhere to be found. This lady is a shopper. You may know this from these drives, but I can tell you at Disney, she's a shopper. So there wasn't a single trip we ever went on where we didn't buy a bag at the end of an extra suitcase to get it home on the way back. So we're devastated because Wish Night has not. And by the way, Wish Night we had a ceremony, like we would, coin in a fountain, or we'd go like at the fireworks. That's where we'd make our wish. By the way, Cirque du Soleil new show opening in November, tied to Disney and all that. So that's exciting.
Turn left and then pull back up.
Yeah, sure, that's fine. Yeah, do what you feel.
I can't make it you.
No, that's fine. Go. We're going into Disney Springs.
Okay.
Typhoon Lagoon on our right. Mm-hmm. So we make a wish, and Allie's wish is I want to meet Belle, her favorite princess. Okay, so fine, we can work it out. We can meet Belle. Sure, we can. No, dear viewers, we could not. We couldn't find Belle anywhere. So we go to the luggage store.
So I could go buy a new suitcase.
On Main Street, and we're leaving from Main Street. We're leaving. We're going to the airport. We're go to the car. Yeah. We're going to the airport, and my little pumpkin head is devastated because her wish did not come true. You cannot have this happen. Okay, now I'm telling you, this is an absolutely true story, and this is going to tell you exactly what the Disney Magic is about. So she's sad. Mom's buying a suitcase. There's a little side door. It's probably where they still sell luggage. Mm-hmm. We're going through security here. We just want to turn around, dude.
Yeah, it's all right.
We'll test the cast member friendliness.
Yeah.
So when we go to the luggage store, I'm gonna pause the story for the.
I'm gonna let this guy go. You can go. You're welcome, sir. Oh.
Okay. It's like I don't want like the payoff of my story is going to happen like right when we talk to our dear cast member here. So let's just see what. I guess he's just sending us through. I don't know. Just tell him we're going to U-turn.
We're just going to U-turn.
Okay. So, okay, resetting the story. That was magical.
That was magical. Okay.
A magical U-turn. It's a magical U-turn. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we'll go
I'm
to buy
in there
luggage.
shopping.
Little Allie is sulking, and rightly so, because her dream has not come true. Her wish has not been granted. Except there's a little side door in the store where they're selling the thing. Like literally, there's a little alleyway out on Main Street. There's literally no one there except Amy. There's one person there.
On a
Who's
bench.
there?
Belle.
Sitting on a bench. Belle is sitting on a bench. The park is crowded. There's no one in this alley except for Belle. Now, Belle, they have little friends that walk around with them. They're handlers to help with security. We didn't need any security.
So
They sat and talked for minutes. Just sat and chatted.
It was the best.
It was the best. And how does that happen? That doesn't just, it does just happen, but it doesn't. Because we drove through the gate, the most magical place on earth. So that is, that's probably my ultimate Disney magic story.
Yeah.
Because, and everything, dear friends, I'm telling you, is 100% true. That's a true story.
Yep, we've got pictures. We should find the pictures.
I'll find the picture and put it up there. Little Allie talking to Belle. So, in the comments, give us your favorite stories. Now, give me another memory. What do you got?
Like my memory, or like as a parent memory?
Either way, at Disney World, 50th anniversary.
Oh, well, goodness. It's like you said, there's so many. I remember Elizabeth, Action Baby Ready to Go.
Okay, the catchphrases. So, what's Action Baby Ready to Go?
Action Baby Ready to Go. So, Elizabeth, this was probably our fourth visit. I don't know. Elizabeth was a toddler.
Probably. Yep. Elizabeth came, our second visit, you were pregnant with Elizabeth, so she was with us, but she wasn't with us.
She wasn't with us. But she was a toddler on the next visit, and all I remember, we were at Animal Kingdom Lodge for that visit. Because I remember, why I remember? Because I would go get them. Part of my excitement as a mom was always the anticipation of the visit, of the trip, the packing, the suitcases, the getting them Disney dollars, which used to exist, going all the way 45 minutes away to find the nearest Disney store to get them Disney outfits and ordering matching T-shirts and
because Amazon wasn't a thing.
No, it wasn't. but I remember the Animal Kingdom Lodge because I got Alyssa and Elizabeth matching cheetah little outfits.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so that's how I remember this. But we would stay at the Animal Kingdom Lodge was the resort we were using stayed at for this particular visit. And I remember when she would wake up in the morning, the first thing she would do is she would run over to the door to the hotel, to our room. She's reaching up for the door handle, and she was ready to go. You'd open the door, and she'd run down the hallway. She was. So we called her Action Baby. Action Baby Ready to Go.
And anyone in our family can tell you, even Dawson, who wasn't born at the time, because we just if anything's Elizabeth, if she's ready to go anywhere, we're like Action Baby Ready to Go. That's our thing. So, if we pass the Caribbean Beach Resort, what do we think?
We have to get a little bit original.
So, Forrest, our oldest, which seems like it should be our youngest because it's not, but we would go under the bridges at the Caribbean Beach Resort, and there was a little echo, and he was playing a video game at the time called SSX Tricky, and they would say,
is that what it was
but it's what he knew a Caribbean accent from. So he was 7 or 8. You got to get the little original. So, just a billion memories. So I want to talk about something I don't like. Can we? I don't want it to be all just wonderful magic and fantastic.
Okay.
You ready? Okay.
By all means, let's just
Here's the thing to fix. No, I'm not. I'm speaking of poo-poo, the Polynesian luau is fantastic. I've had another memory of them doing the hula hoop contest and the thing. Boma Juice, so at Animal Kingdom Lodge. Boma Juice, fantastic.
They're starting to flood back now. And I didn't really prep for this Sunday tour in that regard, but they're all just kind of coming back. Anyway, go ahead. And the strawberries when she got the little chef's hat. She got the little chef thing. She got the chef thing at Animal Kingdom. Everyone's like, you're not telling us the whole story, so we don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, so here's what to fix in the next 50 years, Walt.
Disney? Okay.
Okay. Well, or, and friends of Walt. if you're a dad, okay, everyone, so there's princesses, right? Everyone can have their favorite princess. And Amy loves Pooh Bear.
Oh, my favorite.
And like everything in the shops is like dedicated to sections, okay? Go to the dad section next time you're here at Disney World. If you're here this week,
I know this.
you know where it's going. Because, okay, what do dads have? Grumpy. That's it. So if you want to buy something for a dad, grumpy.
You're right. The t-shirts are very limited.
Everything. T-shirts for dads are limited.
And they're all like a grumpy-ish.
I mean, a lot of the Disney villains are. I mean, some of the best Disney villains are female, but the male. There's a lot of male. You're not going to get like a Prince John shirt or a Scar.
Prince Eric.
But I can't be. I can't be Prince Eric. First of all, wrong color hair. But also, they don't sell Prince Eric shirts because, first of all,
well, what grown man's probably gonna wear?
Well, I know a few, but that's not the point. The point is that, I don't have. There's not someone to identify with. So you get Tigger. You get a little bit of Tigger.
That's true.
Okay.
Yes, Tigger's good.
But you can't be the dad and be Tigger at Disney World because the dad has to hold it together. I don't know. That's always felt like my role. Hold everything together. My role, by the way, was to always plan. Mm-hmm. And I'm not that guy. So people have different ways to approach Disney World. Some are planners, they say, and some are just free flow, whatever. I feel, and I'm correct, because everyone's correct in their own estimation.
Of course.
So you plan everything. It's a knowledge thing. It's a lot. So we'll go to real estate. It's a lot how we do real estate. It really is, by the way. Know as much as you possibly can about what's going on and what the opportunities and options are, and then go toward what you come across. So it's sort of that. This is back to our conversation with Manya and Jason. It's a little bit like Forrest Gump. Yes, there's a destiny, but also there's a feather in the wind kind of sensibility.
Agreed.
So, anyway, so that was my role to hold it together, but I could only do it grumpily because I could only get a grumpy shirt or a grumpy hat. So I have lots of grumpy shirts and hats and all those things because that's what I have. I don't know, where did you go?
I don't know.
What do you think?
I don't know. Maybe I could just turn back down.
I don't know.
Go straight down. I don't know. Should we just be done?
No. We're about done anyway. But
I mean, there's a mess load of stories. Like, for instance, Winnie the Pooh is one of my favorites. Growing up with Winnie the Pooh, I still have my hardcover book of all the Winnie the Pooh.
Oh yeah. Yep.
The whole stories, the books.
Yep.
But I remember when I was a little kid, we used to have to go to my cousin's house.
Go straight.
Okay. And we would go to my cousin Johnny's house.
Mm-hmm.
So with my cousins and my brothers and sisters, everyone kind of had a cousin that was, give or take the same age.
Yeah.
Usually it was the same sex. So it was like, my brother had two cousins that were guys.
Yes.
My sister had a female cousin. I had a male cousin.
Right.
So, but I'd always go over to Johnny's house, and the one thing we had in common is he had a record player with the big albums. That was the Winnie the Pooh story. So if I would ever go over there, we would put those albums on,
cool.
and we would listen to the Winnie the Pooh stories, because again, back then it was a little bit different.
That's cool.
But yeah, no, Winnie the Pooh has always been my favorite.
So it is the 50th anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Here's to 50 more years.
Yep.
And really just keep going straight.
Okay.
Really well done, Disney. I mean, that's the thing, I guess. Take a right if you... No, you can't now. I ruined it. Can you? Okay.
Yeah, I can.
So really well done, Disney. Again, this has been, we say, a very special episode. We've just kind of been all over the place. Talked about Disney, but that's what people like about Disney.
And it means something different to everyone. There are people who have never been able to get here. We talked a little bit earlier. You've been to the one at Disneyland.
Yep.
I've been to the one in Tokyo.
So my Disneyland memory is they used to have 3 little pigs. I think it could have been the 7 Dwarfs, but in my memory, it's the 3 little pigs. Pulled me out. I must have been 6 years old. Pulled me out into Main Street during the parade and bumped me around. And everyone thought it was great. And it's a trauma for me still. I every once in a while have a quick little nightmare about the 3 little pigs attacking me at Disneyland.
Pigs Disney?
It was, again, this was in the 70s, so this was in the infancy of Disney World, but obviously Disneyland had been there longer.
Right.
That's my memory of it, and again, it could have been 7 Dwarfs, but I feel like it was the 3 little pigs. I don't know.
My only memory of I have lots of memories of Tokyo Disney because I was a grown adult. That wasn't even that long ago that we went, but that was when I went actually with Chip Gallagher
Yes.
and his Governor's School for the Arts.
Yes.
When we went, the very end of our Japan tour, we went to Tokyo Disney for a few hours. And
Yep.
what I remember that resonated the most with me is that culturally things are different anyway. But I will tell you that it was, you know, like if you're walking through Disney World and if you're having popcorn and a piece of popcorn falls down on the ground, you just leave it and you just keep walking. Not in Japan. Like if it literally,
Right.
if it fell, I saw people, they would stop, they would pick it up, they would go to the trash can and throw it away.
Yeah.
It was absolutely immaculate. But it like resonated. I was like, wow.
And Disney
that
here
was,
is super clean.
It
That's
is,
that's
I
actually the
know.
top value of Disney. Is
It
people are
is.
like, it's amazingly clean.
It is.
Tokyo Disney.
It was like, it's
Nice.
clean here because people clean it up for you. It was
Right.
clean there because you
They keep
respect
it
it,
clean,
and
yeah.
you clean it up
Yeah.
yourself. Anyway, we really could go on and on and on.
But let's not.
I know. I am super excited to go home now and pull out our books and kind of go back through those memories. Pooh Bear, thank you for being with me my entire life.
Absolutely. Added nothing to the thing. You didn't say a word, but that's what we like about you. I'm just kidding. No, so
Cute.
Pooh Bear. Pooh Bear. So by the way, we were going to talk about favorite characters. So in the comments, tell us your favorite Disney
Tell us
character.
who your character is. Who's yours?
Mine is difficult because for a long time it was Tigger, but I don't know that I have one. That's the thing. I mean, I no, that's not true. I gotta go. I'm kind of a big 4 guy. So I mean, I'm a big Mickey guy.
Oh yeah.
Just because respect.
I mean, yeah. Of course.
Absolutely respect.
Right.
But I mean, there's a goofy thing for me. That's it
Yeah.
sort of fits.
Yes.
I think for me, the reason it doesn't jump to the top of mind is because I'm not tall enough to be a goofy. So, anyway, and your favorite is obviously
Absolutely. Winnie
the
Pooh.
legend.
The legend.
The legend.
himself.
Because-
the sweetest, cuddliest bear.
Sweetest, cuddliest, kindness. And by the way, great job, Disney, of pulling out an EE villain as well.
Yes. Yes.
the
Little
originator.
credit.
Little credit. What a great iconic thing to have. That
Yeah.
kindness is the center
And
of
do
it.
you know?
I'm gonna get all misty.
I'm
now.
not kidding. If you ever need to be cheered up, I'm not kidding here, and then we'll end it because it says see you real soon. So it's going to be very appropriate. If you're ever feeling down, Google Winnie the Pooh quotes.
True.
That's all I have to tell you.
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh quotes. Go Google a few. You'll feel better in just a minute.
So we'll end with
All right.
M-I-C.
Oh yes. Hey.
Why? Because we like you.
Like,
I think they said like. I think in the 50s when they were doing the Mickey Mouse Club, it was a little over the top to go. We'll look it up.
Okay, we'll see.
I thought it was
Anyway.
always because we like you.
M-O-U-S-E.
M-O-U-S-E.
All right, guys. We love you. Have a great day.